Nithyanandam, God and Goddesses. So, welcome back to Glimpses Astrology, and today we're going to be going over the 3 dosha. So, all human beings have 3 different body types, doshic body type, which is recognized as per Ayurveda. And in my previous video, you guys was introduced to how to drink water as per your body type. But the thing is that maybe a lot of you might not know what that body type is. What body type are you? So there is the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And as I mentioned in previous video, that you should drink water along with your meal as per your goals. But on a very basic foundation, when it comes to drinking water, with a Vata body, it's best for them to drink water after their meal. For a Pitta body, it's best for them to drink water in between their meals, and it's best for a Kapha body to drink water before their meal. This again is pertaining to iced water, so water or a drink that has added ice to it, or something that was refrigerated where it's being kept cold for a long period of time. Some people have been saying, well, if you get water from the spring, it tends to be cold, but most likely when you're collecting water from the spring, you're not collecting water with a plate of food on the other hand, eating at the same time and trying to drink the spring water. You're getting that water for it to be stored for a long period of time. The 3 different body types are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata, it spends energy. With Pitta, it maintains energy. And when Kapha, it stores energy. Now keep in mind that everyone are all the 3 body types, okay? As in, there is the air element, the fire element, the earth element, but then there's also prana, okay, energy, which all the 3 body types have. But some people might see some characteristics where they might feel like they're maybe the other body type as well. You have one dominant body type and you are the other 2. You have one dominant body type and then the other 2 comes next. So it's not that you're just 100%, but for example, you might be Pitta for 14, right? Like 14. There's a limit number. I think it's maybe 21 or something like that. You are, let's say, 14 Pitta, 9 Kapha, and 6 Vata, like that. So it is important to know that it can combine like that, but you do have a dominant body type. Why is it important to know what body type are you? Because each body type can create different imbalances pertaining to that specific body type based off of the lifestyle and the food that you're eating, which creates imbalances, and long over time it creates different diseases or issues with the body. And a lot of the time when people get sick, they think to themselves that, oh, what did I eat last week, what did I eat last month, or what did I eat last night? But you need to understand that based off repetitive routine and actions that you have with your body determines how healthy your body is going to be in the long run. Understanding this one truth, that when it comes to eating, the food that you eat right now is going to affect you for the next 10 years. So it's not something where you just poop it out, it becomes feces, and that's it. And we gotta remember that all of that food, based off if it's genetically modified or not, it's giving instructions to your cells on how to reproduce, which is spreading to the rest of your body. And you end up carrying that for a long period of time. So the food that you're eating right now is affecting you for the next 10 years. That is why we say eat as per your goals. How healthy do you want to be then? It's not how healthy do you want to be this week for summertime. Let's get started. We're gonna start with Vata. With Vata body, they tend to be thin, lanky, slim with thin muscles. They tend to lose weight very easily, and their chest tends to be sunken, where sometimes the rib can be showing. Their hips are slender and they have thin hips. They have an irregular schedule and irregular eating times. Their sleep, well, they're a light sleeper, and their appetite is also very irregular, but they tend to have a small appetite. They have an irregular thirst, and their digestion, usually they tend to deal with gas or any gas issues, or they might just create lots of gas when they consume or eat, and it creates a very irregular digestion. Their skin is thin, but also dry. Their hair tends to be dry, dark, and have frizzy hair. Their eyes tend to be sunken, small, active, and it tends to be dark eyes. Their lips are thin. Their speech, they tend to speak very quickly. When it comes to their emotions, they tend to deal with it with anxiety, fear, and uncertainty. When it comes to their mood changes very rapidly. Their personality is creative and imaginative. When they deal with conflict, it makes them restless. When it comes to wealth, they tend to spend very poorly, as in they spend very carelessly. On a social side, they make and change friends often. When it comes to their stamina or how much energy they have, it tends to come up with shots of bursts of energy. Maybe creating many different projects, but then maybe barely finishing any. Or starting many different projects. The climate, weather, and atmosphere, they tend to avoid the cold. When it comes to activities, they're very hyperactive and quick. Now, moving on to Pitta. They tend to be medium with their body and symmetrical with good muscle development. Their weight, well, they tend to have a constant weight. When it comes to their chest, they tend to have a medium chest and medium hips. They are able to work a long work hours, like all day. When it comes to their sleep, they sleep well and they have an average length of sleep. Not too long, not too small. When it comes to their appetite, they tend to have a strong hunger. And they tend to have a strong and they tend to be frequently thirsty. Their digestion is steady and they have a very strong digestion. When it comes to their skin, it's warm and rosy. When it comes to their hair, they tend to have fine, straight, and light or reddish hair. Their eyes tend to be sharp, gray, with green, light brown eyes. When it comes to their lips, it tends to be bright red lips, face, and also palms. When it comes to their speech, they have a sharp language. And when it comes to the type of emotions they tend to carry, revolves around anger, being irritated, ambitious, and analytical. Their mood tends to be very intense, as in they have very intense emotions. Their personality is intelligent, efficient, and a perfectionist. Conflicts for them makes them angry and irritated. When it comes to wealth, they tend to keep their wealth very nicely. They know how to save and they only spend it on luxuries. Comes to social status, their friends tends to change with their job, so their friends is more work related. When it comes to their stamina, they have medium stamina. They can get things done. And when it comes to climate, they tend to avoid the heat. And when it comes to their activity, they tend to go a very moderate pace and goal orientated, going one after the other. Now when it comes to their body frame is stocky, round, broad, or large. Their weight, well, they gain weight easily. Their chest is very broad and they have a large chest. Their hips is wide and they have heavy hips. Their schedule, well, they keep a good routine. When it comes to their schedule, they're very good at keeping a routine. Their sleep tends to be deep and long and they have trouble waking up. When it comes to appetites, it tends to be steady and moderate. Their thirst is, well, they're rarely thirsty. When it comes to their digestion, it tends to be slow and a very heavy digestion. When it comes to their skin, it tends to be thick, cool skin. Their hair tends to be thick and wavy. Their eyes tends to be large, calm, and loving eyes. Their lips tends to be large and they have smooth lips. Their speech is slow and they tend to have a monotonous speech. Their emotions revolve around being calm, greedy, and stagnant. Their mood, they tend to have a steady emotion. So it doesn't change that quickly and it is not that intense. It's just very steady and calm. Their personality also is very caring, calm, and patient. Conflict for them makes them depressed and lazy. When it comes to wealth, they tend to be a bit rich because they hoard their money. They hold on to their money. They are very stingy when it comes to money. When it comes to social status, they tend to have friendships that are long-lasting and sincere. When it comes to stamina, it tends to be very steady and high because they store so much. When it comes to climates, well, they avoid humidity. And when it comes to activity, they are slow and very steady with their progress. Now that you guys know your body type, in further videos, we're going to go over different things where you guys can be able to balance your body type based off your body type and be able to learn about your strength, your weaknesses, and things that you should avoid, things that you should really consume, and it's just really amazing to know. Thank you guys for joining. Nithyanandam. Be blissful.